Faced with the man's threat, the woman calmly said she had already explained the reason. The pregnant woman's top priority was to stay calm and reduce bleeding. Only then could she and the baby hold on until the plane landed at the nearest airport. The pregnant woman became furious after hearing this. She could not calm down at all in this situation. The baby kept kicking inside her, a pain the woman could not feel. Then the pregnant woman turned to her husband for help. She said she could wait for the plane to land, but the baby in her belly could not. The man immediately grabbed the woman's arm. He told her that if anything happened to his wife and baby, he would fight her with all he had. Since she was the only doctor on the plane, she must take responsibility for his wife. She had to deliver the baby for his wife today. The passengers nearby could not stand it anymore. The woman had already said she was not an obstetrician. What if her help made the wife's condition even worse? Just then, the flight attendant brought good news. They had applied for the fastest route, and they would arrive in at most 15 minutes. The airport had also prepared top obstetricians. As soon as the plane landed, they could treat the pregnant woman right away. However, the pregnant woman grew anxious. If a professional obstetrician delivered the baby, her secret of being only 28 weeks pregnant would be exposed. Her husband would then realize the baby was not his. To hide the truth, the pregnant woman suddenly pushed hard on her own belly. Even though she was sweating in terrible pain, she did not want anyone to find out her scandal. The pregnant woman finally collapsed weakly on the floor and gave birth to the baby. She passed out because she had used up all her strength. The man carefully put his finger under his wife's nose and found she was not breathing. He anxiously demanded that all passengers compensate him. The passengers could not take it anymore. It was his wife who insisted on giving birth on the plane. How could he blame them? The woman squatted down and picked up the baby. She then checked the pregnant woman's neck and found she was not dead, just unconscious. When the man saw the baby in the woman's arms, he instantly forgot what he was about to do. He happily took the baby from the woman. Just as he was about to check if it was a boy or a girl, he was shocked to find both of the baby's legs were deformed. The woman said in confusion, such a serious deformity would have been easily found during prenatal check UPS. Could it be that the pregnant woman never had any check UPS at all? A female passenger nearby added. The pregnant woman's belly clearly showed she was not full term. She must have been afraid to get check UPS, for fear people would find out the baby was not her husband's. After hearing the female passenger's words, everyone began to laugh at the man. It turned out his wife had cheated on him. As everyone laughed at him, the man knew deep down that his wife's failure to get timely prenatal checkups had caused their baby's deformity, but he was desperate for someone to blame. He pinned all the fault for his son's leg deformity entirely on her. Furious, he shoved her to the ground. He yelled that she had delayed getting help and left his son's legs deformed. He screamed at her to give his son his health back. Then he lunged at her, ready to attack her. A flight attendant quickly stepped in and stopped him. She told him that the plane was about to land. No matter what complaints or issues he had, he needed to stay calm and wait until they landed to resolve everything. But the man refused to back down. He pointed his finger at her and spewed a string of vulgar insults. The woman did not fight back. She remembered that in her past life, only she and the flight crew had known about the baby's leg deformity. In this life, as the man moved closer to her, she took the chance and pulled back the blanket covering the baby. For a moment, everyone froze in shock. They all saw the baby's deformed legs. It was obvious the deformity had not happened during birth. A little boy pointed at the baby in the man's arms and said the little brother was a monster. The boy's mother quickly covered his mouth and apologized to the man, but the man was already filled with rage. He immediately called the little boy a little beast. The boy's mother grew angry too. She said the baby clearly had a developmental deformity. If both he and his wife had gotten prenatal checkups as they claimed, they should have known about the baby's condition and accepted it. Another female passenger spoke up in support. The man and his wife had tried for 10 years to have a child. Now that they finally had one, the baby was disabled. It was clearly karma for all the terrible things he had done. The man had no words left to defend himself. Once again, he tried to shift all the blame onto the woman, but the woman had been reborn. She would never let him frame her again. Just then, the plane began its descent. The woman told him that if the deformity had not been detected during prenatal exams, he could sue the hospital for compensation. The second the plane landed, she left without looking back. Her real reason for taking the flight was to perform surgery on victims of a major traffic accident. She arrived at the hospital and hurried toward the emergency room, but as she turned around, she came face to face with the furious man from the plane.